If you want to master your case study based question, then this video is for you. I am Megha Bansali, ACCA and the Indian CA. So I bring to you these series of solving past papers where I am solving past papers of audit, giving you effective exam strategy, time management strategy and concept clarity. So if you are writing your audit and assurance paper, then this video is definitely for you. So don't forget to watch it till the end and don't forget to subscribe and like the video, share it with more of your ACCA friends, and guys, please do drop in a comment below on how you're finding these series. So I am solving practice paper 1 from the CB platform. We are solving question 3 today. Question 1 and 2 have already been uploaded on my YouTube channel, so please go and watch it. Don't miss out on that. So let's get started without wasting much of the time, and then I'll be giving you a lot of tips when we are solving the question. Now this question is on ethics, which is very important. Ethics is one of the most favorite topics of the examiner, but guys, it is the most scoring one. So please remember what are your 5 ethics and what are your 5 principles. Just remembering these 5 things will help you solve all these conceptual questions. Now the first question, complete the following sentence regarding the audit team. In relation to the composition of current audit team, the fundamental principle of dash is at risk, an appropriate safeguard to deal with the risk. Now for this we have to read the requirement. So let's quickly go through the requirement. Sycamore & Co. is the audit of Firco, a listed computer software company. The audit team comprises an engagement partner, a recently appointed audit manager and an audit senior and a number of audit assistants. The audit engagement partner has only been appointed this year due to the rotation of the previous partner who had been involved in the audit for 7 years. Only the senior audit has the experience of auditing a company in this specialized industry. The previous audit manager, who is a close friend of the new audit manager, left the firm before the completion of the prior year audit and is now the finance director of Firco. The board of Firco has asked if Sycamore & Co. can take on some additional work and have asked if the following additional non-audit service can be provided. Payroll, recruitment and tax. In payroll, routine maintenance of payroll records, recruitment, assistance with the selection of new financial controller including the checking of reference, service whereby Sycamore & Co. would license with the tax authority on Firco's behalf. Sycamore & Co. has identified that the current year's fee to be received from Firco for audit and other services will represent 16% of the firm total income and total 15.5% in the prior year. The audit engagement partner is asked you to consider what can be done in relation to self-interest rate. Now, a lot of things happening in the question, but quickly decoding the requirement of the first question, it says what is the problem with the audit composition. Now, the problem with the audit team composition is no one has experience, everyone is relatively new. So, when everyone is new, they might require extra time or their professional competency might not be that good because they have not audited this firm regularly. Now when I have to look at principles, okay, so what they are asking is principles. We know there are 5 basic principles: objectivity, integrity, professional competency, confidentiality and professional behavior. So based on these and the scenario, pick the most appropriate one. We don't have any information on why I am not giving an honest opinion, why my integrity has been hampered, why my objectivity has been hampered. So the most appropriate one is inexperienced team. So inexperienced team means professional competency. So please look at the scenario and then choose the right option. So it's professional competency. Now you tell me what should be the appropriate safeguard from the given options. Yes, that's right. Okay, you have to provide industry training. Now you cannot change the team because already the team has been formed. If this was prior to the team being formed, yes, changing the team is the right solution there. So slightly confusing, but look at the practicality also. That's why guys, It's important that you get some practical experience, because all of these issues you will understand more practically when you have completed your PER. In case you require any kind of assistance with regard to your PER, you can definitely reach out to me. Now it says, which of the following identifies a threat which could arise as a result of finance director's previous employment at Sycamore and Co. and recommend an appropriate safeguard? Now finance director was previously the audit manager. So basically you are joining the client or getting an employment with the client. So it normally gives a self-interest threat when I am joining the client. But when I look at the option, there is no self-interest threat. There is a self-review and familiarity threat. Now going further, a self-review threat would have arisen if it was reverse. That means the client person is joining the audit manager. Why would that happen? Yes, because you were the one who was creating these numbers for reporting and now you are checking. So if from the client you have joined the audit team, then there is a self-review threat. But if it's vice versa, it's a self-interest threat. Now self-interest threat has not been given to me here. So familiarity threat is there. So when familiarity threat comes, because the finance director and the audit manager are friends, they have close relationship. So that's why there's a familiarity threat. Now what could be the option? Then safeguard, a different audit manager should be appointed, the firm should resign from the engagement. Now you will not lose your business, right? Common sense. Why would I lose out of my business because one employee is causing me issue or the employee has familiarity threat? Simply you will change the engagement audit manager. So that's your option. I hope you're following, I hope you're understanding how to evaluate your risk, your principles and all of that. Now moving on is, what kind of threats are there for non-audit service. Now here what is the key? You have to kind of read your question really well. Can you decode the key or the main important point here? Yes, the point is it's a listed company, okay. Whenever there is non-audit service, whenever there is a listed company, non-audit service is not allowed, okay. So that should strike you when you read the question. So whenever you are reading the question, please read it very, very carefully. That's why if you follow my rule, read the question and then the requirement, you will know what to look at, okay. So, okay, immediately you see non-audit service, you go back, okay, is it a listed company? Yes, listed company, okay, not allowed. So, just start tuning yourself accordingly, okay. So, for MCQs, it's important to learn those small conditions that are there in case of your appointment, your threats, your safeguard. These will come in your small questions. So, that's what you have to look for. Now, it's very simple, even without kind of reading the requirement, I can put these. See, whenever I am doing a payroll service, payroll means creating salaries or basically disbursing salary. So salary is a number that comes into my P&L. Any number that will come into my financial statements, if I am creating that number, then it's a self-review threat, because I have created the number and I am going to review it. So if I am going to do payroll, it's going to be a self-review threat. Then tax, it says I would license with the tax authority. So that means I have to negotiate or I have to have some kind of discussion with the tax authority. So there you are going to be representing the client. So tax would be advocacy threat, immediately recruitment becomes self-interest threat. Moving on to our next question. Which of the following safeguard would not be relevant in mitigating the threat identified in relation to the fees? Now, what is the problem with the fees? So, there should not be fee dependency on the client. Now, why is that a problem? Can you think of that first? Now, if you have not learned why, how and all of those for any particular point, that means your concepts are not clear, okay. So, to have concept clarity for each point, you need to know why, how, what is happening, what is the effect of it. If you are not able to evaluate it, guys, you really have some problem with your concepts, please go back and clear it, okay. So now if I have to talk about fee dependency, if I am getting more fees from a particular client, then I do not want to lose the client, so the client can intimidate me. So that's why there should not be any fee dependency. Now the rule again for listed companies is different, for non-listed companies it's different. For listed companies, you cannot receive more than 50% of your gross total collection from one single client. And in this case, I am receiving 16%. So there is a fee dependency threat. Now, how do you tackle this? Okay. Disclose to those charged with governance that the fees from FIRCO present more than 15% of Sycamore's total fee income. Yes, you can do that. A pre-issuance review to be conducted by external auditor. Yes, so whenever there is an independent threat, you can call for a quality reviewer who will review your work. Now it could be done pre or post, anything is okay. The use of separate team to provide the audit and non-audit service. Now this is not at all related to the fees, it is actually a safeguard for my previous threat. So not at all relevant here, this is my option. So you can just evaluate this question from the question and the option and answer it if you are applying your logical mind. Moving on to our last question. During the course of audit of FIRCO, a suspicious cash transfer has been identified. The audit team has reported this to relevant firm representative as a potential money laundering transaction. Which of the following statement is true regarding the confidentiality of this information? Details of the transaction can only be disclosed with the permission of FIRCO. No, if there is a fraud, there is a money laundering, why will the client give me permission? It's a simple logic you can kind of apply. Okay, if you have done something wrong and your sibling is like, listen, I'll go tell, I'll go tell mama. Obviously, you will try and stop your sibling, right? So, the same way, if you're going to go and tell the client, I know you have done a fraud, I'll go report to the authority, the client will stop you. So, this is not the logical option. Next one, if there is a legal requirement to report money laundering, this overrides the principle of confidentiality. This sounds logical because our laws are over our standards. So, if you have read the basic structures of your standard, this says that any law that is there in any country will override your standards. Next one, Sycamore and Co is not permitted to disclose details of suspicious transaction as the information has been obtained during the course of audit. Not true in case of any fraud or money laundering. In order to maintain confidentiality, Sycamore and Co should report their concern anonymously. Again, depends from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, not very mandatory, but because it's a money laundering, you can report it. Option B is your most correct or most relevant option here. So this completes our case study based question. I hope you are understanding how to apply the concepts, how to start thinking logically. So guys, even if you are not so sure with the concept, use your logical reasoning, use your practical business understanding and then answer the question. Again, giving you some tips is, guys, please do not leave any MCQ blank, because by leaving it blank you are getting 0, but by choosing one you at least have some chance of getting the marks. And please try and read the question first and then the requirement, saves a lot of time. The time management trick is 15 minutes is what you should take to solve one MCQ. And you can see in this video, I have read the question, I have read the requirement, I have even explained all of that in within 15 minutes. So guys, you have to practice so that you can get your time management done really right in your audit examination. And in case you're looking for any kind of assistance for your audit exam, you can definitely reach out to me. I'll be very happy to help you. And I'll be back with your section B questions where we are going to be discussing detailed questions in the next few videos. So guys, please stay tuned for that and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with more of audit content. Till then, take care. See you all.